to your next illustration, that is illustration 21. It says the following data are available in respect of the material used in Progressive Engineering Company for the year 2020. Okay, now the material purchased per unit is 12, interest per month is 0.10, clerical and administration is rupees 200, insurance charge per annum is 12%, wastage of material per unit quarter is 2%, cost of buying office inspection and accounting per order is rupees 400, quarterly consumption of material is 3000 units. You are required to compute first best ordering quantity of material buying, time gap between, next it is time gap between two consecutive orders, and lastly it is total inventory cost at optimal policy of buying. Now if you notice, earlier we used to use the particular formula for EOQ which was different. We used to use this formula for inventory, right? If you all are aware, we used to use EOQ, that is root of 2AB divided by CS. Now why did we use that directly is because there was no extra information or anything which was given. Everything was given in a direct way, but here it is not given in a direct order, so you will have to calculate your economic order quantity. There are two formulas depending on whatever information is provided to you all. To begin with your solution, the first thing you have to do, that is illustration 21. The first thing that you have to do is you need to calculate your first part, that is EOQ. Now EOQ is equal to, earlier we used to calculate it as root as 2AB divided by CS. Okay, now you are not going to use this formula. Not going to use this formula to calculate. Okay, instead you will be using this formula, that is EOQ is equal to root of, open brackets, 2 into O into U, the whole divided by H in the whole root. Okay, now where U is the annual consumption of material, O is the ordering cost per order, and H is the holding stock of inventory or carrying cost per unit of materials. Okay, now we need to calculate what is U. Okay, come from the back, you need to calculate what is U. Now U is the annual consumption of material, annual consumption of material. That is, what is the annual consumption which is given? It is 3000 units. Okay, now annual consumption of material into now your annual consumption of materials, that is 3000 units, plus whatever information is given to you based on that. So you will take 3000 into 4, that is equal to 12,000 units. After which you will calculate your O. After you calculated U, you will calculate your O, that is ordering cost per order. Now in this you will calculate whatever information is given in the question. In your question you have your clerical administration, you have the cost of buying, and you will also have your insurance charges. Based on that you will, interest per month, you have insurance charges, all of these you will have to add it in your ordering cost. Okay, so your ordering cost is composed of, this is the formula for ordering cost, that is based on the information that is given, not formula but based on the information that is given, that is clerical and administration. Okay, clerical and administration cost per order. Then you have the plus cost of buying office, then check for more information. After you have your cost of buying office, inspection, accounting per order, inspection and accounting per order. Okay, add these two amounts, that is 200 plus 400. 200 plus 400 is rupees 600. Okay, next you have, after you've calculated your ordering, you have to calculate your H, that is your holding, that is stock holding. Okay, stock holding or inventory cost per unit. Inventory cost per unit. Okay, now this is composed of interest plus insurance charges plus wastage of material. Okay, so how will you calculate this? You have to see what is interest per month. It is 0.10. Then you have your insurance charges, then you have after your insurance charges, okay, interest, then you have your wastage of material. Everything is given to you in the form of interest, that is percentage form. So you will have to calculate in this way. That is, first, that is 0.10 into 12 plus whatever it is, 12% of 12. Okay, 12% of 12 plus 2% of 12, because it is all quarterly basis it is given. Now multiply this 0.10 into 0.10 into 12, that is 1.20 plus 12%, of 12 is 1.44, then 2% of 12 is 0.24. Add this, you will get rupees 2.88. Okay, now therefore you have to check what is the best ordering quantity to buy the economic order per unit. So therefore best ordering quantity of material buying is equal to EOQ. Now EOQ, you need to substitute all of this which we've calculated in this particular formula. That is root of, open brackets, 2 into, you calculated, you got 600, that is O, 600 into 12,000, close brackets, the whole thing divided by 2.88. Okay, 2 into 600 into 12,000, okay, divided by 2.88 to the whole root, you will get 2.236 months. Okay, so after you've completed your second part, now you have, after you've completed your first part, you have to complete your second part, that is number of orders per year. Okay, that is U divided by EOQ. Number U is nothing but 12,000 divided by, what is the EOQ we found out, 2236. 2 into 600 into 12,000 divided by 2.88, the whole row, that is 2236. Okay, 2236. 12,000 divided by 2236 is 5.366. Instead of 66, we will take it as 667 times. 667 times. Okay, the last part of calculation, until you see, you have to calculate your total inventory cost optimal policy of buying. So you will have to form two columns, that is particulars column and your amount column. Okay, now what are the basic cost we calculate? That is material cost, ordering cost and carrying cost we calculated. Take down the material cost, ordering cost and carrying cost. Your material cost was 12,000. In 12,000 basically units into what was the price, it was rupees 12. Okay, your ordering cost was rupees 600 into 5 point how many orders, 3667 orders. Okay, and your carrying cost is nothing but, it is the average of inventory, carrying cost of average inventory. Okay, that is rupees 2.88 into open brackets, 2236 units divided by 2, close the brackets. Okay, so 12,000 into 12 is 1,44,600 into 5.3667 orders is 3220. Then you have 2.88. No, first solve the second part. 2236 divided by 2 into 2.88 is 3219. So we will take it as 3220 because 19 afterwards you have 8, so it is more than 0.5. 339 instead of 19 we will take it as 20. 3220, just rounding it off. 3220. Okay, so the total is 150440. With this, we come to an end with the solution. This is how you need to show the calculation in the end as to how you're getting your all the costs. Now similarly, you have your next problem also. I would want you all to work it out and understand how we've calculated the first problem. All you have to do is just keep in mind what EOQ formula you have to use and what are the things that you need to keep in mind while calculating your U, O and C, and what are the different adjustments that are given to you and how you need to take the various percentages. Based on your percentages, you need to calculate the overall cost and show the total inventory cost. Okay, now next topic, you have physical control. Under physical control, you have your two-bin system. Now what is two-bin system? Two-bin system is nothing but it is an inventory control system. Now this particular system is used to monitor the quantity of the item which is actually left behind, and this is a method which is actually used to value small or low value items. For example, when the items in the first bin are finished, bin is nothing but wherein you have stored your inventory. When the items in the first bin are finished, an order is placed to refill this items. Okay, so before this particular thing is finished, you have to restock it so that you are avoiding any sorts of disturbance in your operations that are to be carried out. So the first bin has minimum stock and the second bin keeps a reserve stock. Basically, you have the stock maintained and you also have a backup stock which is available for you to use it. So this is known as two-bin system. Next, you have Kanban. Kanban is nothing but it is a method which is used to design, manage and improve the flow of systems for knowledge work. Okay, now basically this method allows the organization to start their existing workflow and drive evolutionary change, wherein they are actually visualizing what is the flow of work and they're limiting the work in progress and stop, starting and finishing point. They have a start point as well as a finish point. Now the various principles of Kanban, that is nothing but start with what you're doing now. Basically it is telling now, if suppose you're actually existing setup or you're carrying out any current work activities, you have to concentrate on that particular thing, and if there are any changes, you need to make it over a gradual period of time. Next is you have agree to pursue incremental evolutionary change. Now evolutionary change is basically, instead of making small changes, you have to make evolutionary change at a particular point of time, wherein this should not lead to any your organization should be very flexible enough and it should not be any resistant to change. Next is initially respect current roles, responsibility and job titles. Current roles, responsibility is basically without bringing about drastic changes. You need to make sure that you're not interrupting into the principles or the activities of the organization. Here you have three basic principles, that is organization, overcome a typical emotional resistance and fear of change that usually accompany the change initiatives in the organization. Your organization should be such that it should be very flexible towards changes, and change in responsibility, job titles, they should be easily acceptable. They should not be very rigid towards acceptance of change. Okay, next is encourage acts of leadership at all levels. Now you have leadership should not only originate from one particular level, that is managers only. It could originate from each and everything that is based on the delivery, that is from delivery of the product, services. Anyone could be a leader based on the kind of work they are performing. Next is just-in-time inventory. Just-in-time inventory is nothing but it is a Japanese technique. All of these will be asked for 2 marks. Okay, so these are short note answers. Meanings will be asked for this. Now, just-in-time is nothing but it is a Japanese techniques, wherein what business enterprises are doing is they are purchasing inventories, raw materials in bulk, and they are storing them. They are not identifying that it could, wear and tear of inventory could happen, or inventory could, it could lead to any damage or anything as such. But they just purchasing and they're stocking it up. So basically fresh stock is purchased according to the further requirement. They are at one time only they're purchasing everything and keeping based on their planning procedures. Now advantage is basically storage cost will become very less, material handling cost is minimum, there is no locking up of funds in inventories, it reduces clerical cost, there is no deterioration of material, and the possibility of theft everything is reduced because once it is taken and it is stored. But also there will be certain disadvantages wherein at times it could lead to damage of inventories or anything as such because of the various environmental factors. Next you have perpetual inventory system. Perpetual inventory system is nothing but the CIMA London defines the perpetual inventory system as a system of records which is maintained by the controlling department, which reflects the physical movements of stock in the current balance. It is showing as to how there is physical movement of goods and how the current balance is fluctuating. Okay, now this is the system ascertaining balance after every receipt and issue of materials through stock records to facilitate regular checking and avoiding closing down of the firm stock taking. Okay. Now, the various advantage of perpetual inventory system. It avoids the closing down of the firm stock taking at the end of the year. Okay, usually the firm's stock taking ends at the particular year, so it is avoiding this. Next, it is possible to prepare the interim financial accounts without taking the physical inventory. Okay, earlier you had to take your you had to take your perpetual inventory and everything in order to prepare your final accounts, but here you can actually prepare it without taking your perpetual inventory. Then a detailed and more reliable check on the stores is obtained. Continuous stock taking will make the storekeeper and stock accountant more alert because they will be aware of whatever materials are available and how they have to, whether they have to purchase material, whether the stock of material is there, whether the need of material is there, they'll be more alert. Okay, they will have a proper knowledge and they will have a proper control on the inventories and they'll have a proper check. The next, errors and shortage of stocks are readily discovered and efforts are made to avoid storage of the stock in future. Basically they will be very careful to see whether there is enough stock to be maintained or whether they have to immediately order it, whether it will be affecting the operations or whatever it is. So errors and shortages can be eliminated. Now the capital investment in stores can be kept under control, and the capital investment also they will exactly know as to how much they have to invest in a particular to purchase a particular inventory if they have to purchase or restock it again. Then it makes available correct stock figures to claim logged with the insurance company for loss due to stock by fire. Now in case if there is any loss also, they will have taken insurance. They will whatever inventory they are purchasing, they will take insurance on that particular thing, so that even if there is any damage to it, they can claim for insurance. So with this we come to an end with your second chapter, that is material cost, and these are the necessary questions that you will have to go through while you are practicing, as we've already solved all the problems, but these are for your practice. Okay, the answers are given over here, so you can check it out and you can also come back if you are not getting the solution to the particular answer. Keep in mind as to various methods that we've solved, and with this we come to an end with your chapter 2. We will begin with your chapter 3.